Hey there, my friends. Are you ready to learn the ultimate secrets of power and influence? Then buckle up because we're about to dive into the 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene. Law 1. Never outshine the master. It's great to shine and impress others with your talents, but don't let it outshine the person in power over you. Keep your head down and work hard, and you'll earn their respect and trust. Law 2. Never put too much trust in friends. Learn how to use enemies. Your friends might have your back, but your enemies can be your greatest asset if you know how to use them to your advantage. Learn how to play both sides, and you'll always come out on top. Law 3. Conceal your intentions. In the game of power, never reveal your true intentions. Keep your cards close to your chest and only show what's necessary to achieve your goals. Law 4. Always say less than necessary. When it comes to power, less is often more. Speak only when necessary and make every word count. People will listen more attentively when you speak less. Law 5. So much depends on reputation. Guard it with your life. Your reputation is everything in the game of power. Guard it with your life and always present yourself in the best possible light. Law 6. Court attention at all costs. In order to gain power, you must first gain attention. Be bold, be daring, and always find ways to stand out from the crowd. Law 7. Get others to do the work for you, but always take the credit. If you want to be successful, learn how to delegate tasks to others, but always make sure you get the credit for their hard work. Law 8. Make other people come to you. Use bait if necessary. If you want power, you must learn how to draw people to you. Use bait if necessary, and always make them feel like they need you. Law 9. Win through your actions, never through argument. When it comes to power, actions speak louder than words. Let your actions do the talking and never get caught up in arguments. Law 10. Infection. Avoid the unhappy and the unlucky. Negativity and unhappiness are contagious. Stay away from people who bring you down and surround yourself with positive, successful people. Law 11. Learn to keep people dependent on you. In the game of power, it's important to make people dependent on you. Whether it's through favors, knowledge, or resources, find a way to make others rely on you for their success. Law 12. Use selective honesty and generosity to disarm your victim. Sometimes the best way to gain power is to be generous and honest. Use these qualities selectively to disarm your opponents and gain their trust. Law 13. When asking for help, appeal to people's self-interest. If you need help from someone, appeal to their self-interest. Show them how helping you will benefit them personally, and they'll be more likely to assist you. Law 14. Pose as a friend. Work as a spy. Sometimes the best way to gain information and power is to pose as a friend while secretly gathering intelligence. Be careful not to get too close, though, as you may end up getting caught. Law 15. Crush your enemy totally. When it comes to power, there's no room for half measures. If you have an enemy, crush them completely so they can never rise up against you again. Law 16. Use absence to increase respect and honor. Sometimes the best way to gain respect and honor is to step away and create a sense of absence. This will make others appreciate your presence even more when you return. Law 17. Keep others in suspended terror. Cultivate an air of unpredictability. If you want to be powerful, cultivate an air of unpredictability. Keep others on edge by being unpredictable and hard to read. Law 18. Do not build fortresses to protect yourself. Isolation is dangerous. In the game of power, isolation is dangerous. Don't build fortresses to protect yourself. Instead, surround yourself with allies and build a strong network. Law 19. Know who you're dealing with. Do not offend the wrong person. It's important to know who you're dealing with in the game of power. Don't offend the wrong person, or you may find yourself on the wrong end of their wrath. Law 20. Do not commit to anyone. In the game of power, it's important not to commit to anyone. Keep your options open and never tie yourself down to one person or group. Law 21. Play a sucker to catch a sucker to catch a sucker. Seem dumber than your mark. Sometimes, the best way to gain power is to play dumb. Act like a sucker to catch a sucker, and your opponents will underestimate you. Law 22. Use the surrender tactic. Transform weakness into power. When you're weak, sometimes the best tactic is to surrender. By doing so, you can turn your weakness into power and catch your opponents off guard. Law 23. Concentrate your forces. In the game of power, it's important to concentrate your forces. Focus all your attention and resources on one task, and you'll be much more likely to succeed. Law 24. Play the perfect courtier. To succeed in the game of power, you must be a perfect courtier. Dress elegantly, be polite and charming, and always know the right thing to say. Law 25. Recreate yourself. Sometimes, to gain power, you must recreate yourself, shed your old persona, and adopt a new one that better fits your goals. Law 26. Keep your hands clean. In the game of power, it's important to keep your hands clean. Don't get involved in dirty or illegal activities, as they can come back to haunt you. Law 27. Play on people's need to believe to create a cult-like following. To gain power, play on people's need to believe. Create a cult-like following by tapping into their desires and emotions. Law 28. Enter action with boldness. In the game of power, it's important to enter action with boldness. Don't hesitate or second. Guess yourself. Take decisive action, and others will follow. Law 29. Plan all the way to the end. To succeed in the game of power, you must plan all the way to the end. Draw out a detailed plan and consider all possible outcomes. Law 30. Make your accomplishments seem effortless. To gain power, make your accomplishments seem effortless. Others will be more likely to trust and follow you if they believe you're a natural. Law 31. Control the options. Get others to play with the cards you deal. In the game of power, it's important to control the options. Get others to play with the cards you deal so you can always come out on top. Law 32. Play to people's fantasies. To gain power, play to people's fantasies. Paint a picture of the perfect life they could have, and they'll be more likely to follow you. Law 33. Discover each man's thumbscrew. In the game of power, it's important to discover each man's thumbscrew. Find their weak spot, and you can use it to control and manipulate them. Law 34. Be royal in your fashion. Act like a king to be treated like one. To be treated like a king, act like one. Dress royal ally. Speak with confidence and authority, and others will naturally treat you with respect. Law 35. Master the art of timing. In the game of power, timing is everything. Master the art of timing, and you can strike when your opponents least expect it. Law 36. Disdain things you cannot have. Ignoring them is the best revenge. In the game of power, it's important to disdain things you cannot have. Ignoring them is the best revenge. It shows that you're above them and don't need them to succeed. Law 37. Create compelling spectacles. To gain power, create compelling spectacles. Put on a grand show that captivates and excites your audience. Law 38. Think as you like, but behave like others. In the game of power, it's important to think as you like, but behave like others. Blend in with the crowd to avoid drawing unwanted attention while still pursuing your own goals. Law 39. Stir up waters to catch fish. To gain power, stir up the waters, create chaos and confusion, and then swoop in to take advantage of the situation. Law 40. Despise the free lunch. In the game of power, it's important to despise the free lunch. Don't accept handouts or favors as they come with strings attached. Law 41. Avoid stepping into a great man's shoes. In the game of power, it's important to avoid stepping into a great man's shoes. Don't try to imitate or copy someone else's success. Forge your own path and leave your own mark. Law 42. strike the shepherd and the sheep will scatter. To gain power, strike the shepherd and the sheep will scatter. To gain power, strike the shepherd. Take out the leader of a group and the rest will scatter and become easier to control. Law 43. Work on the hearts and minds of others. To gain power, work on the hearts and minds of others. Speak passionately and convincingly, and you'll win over even the most skeptical audiences. Law 44. Disarm and infuriate with the mirror effect. In the game of power, use the mirror effect to disarm and infuriate your opponents. Mirror their behavior back to them, and they'll become confused and off balance. Law 45. Preach the need for change, but never reform too much at once. To gain power, preach the need for change, but never reform too much at once. Make small changes that are easy for others to accept, and gradually work your way towards your ultimate goal. Law 46. Never appear too perfect. In the game of power, it's important to never appear too perfect. People are more likely to trust and relate to someone with flaws and imperfections, as they seem more human and relatable. Law 47. Do not go past the mark you aimed for. In victory, learn when to stop. To gain power, do not go past the mark you aimed for. Once you achieve your goal, know when to stop and enjoy your victory. Overreaching can lead to disaster. Law 48. Assume formlessness. In the game of power, assume formlessness. Be adaptable and flexible, and don't let your opponents pin you down to a specific identity or strategy. Stay one step ahead by constantly evolving and changing tactics. And there you have it, Robert Greene's 48 Laws of Power. Remember, these laws are not a prescription for success, but rather a set of tools and strategies to navigate the complex world of power dynamics. Use them wisely and ethically, and you may just find yourself with a little more power than before. Thanks for listening.